Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at something super useful if you hate running cables like I do. A wireless HDMI transmitter. If you have wanted to stream content from your laptop, from a TV, or from a camera to another screen, maybe this is exactly what you need. So just hang on, stay tuned as we dive in to check what this device is all about. And before we get into it, guys, if this is your first time stumbling on this channel, please do well to subscribe if you like this content. That is, share the video with your friends, like, and leave a comment. So what comes in the box? There are very few things that come inside the box. The transmitter unit, the receiver unit, power cables or adapters. Sometimes you have antennas depending on the model you get, but this one didn't come with antennas. And then you have a quick user manual. Generally, these devices are built compact and lightweight, so you can carry around really easily. Most of these devices are plug and play, and what this means is that the transmitter is connected to the source device, which is maybe your laptop, your phone, whatever it is, or camera, and then the receiver is connected to the display device, which is maybe a TV, a monitor, or a projector. And some of these devices even come with a fan for cooling, but this one that I got doesn't have a fan, so it is basic and straightforward. I've been using cables for a while and I've had some troubles with them. One is because of fluctuating voltage. Sometimes I have my images go off a blink of a second and then they come back. And sometimes when that happens, you have to, maybe if it's a Netflix movie, you have to play it all over again. And that has been troubling. I am not exactly sure if the problem was the bad HDMI cable I was using, but I changed two of them and I had the same outcome, which I really did not like. But the primary problem I had was just running the cable in places, and maybe I want to project from my laptop, I have to run that cable all through. But since I use this device, I think I no longer have the display going off when there is a fluctuation in voltage. I no longer have that. I am not exactly sure if this fixed the problem or the HDMI cable had a problem. This is usually where this device shines because the setup process is very simple. And you power them on, just give it a few seconds and automatically these two devices would pair and it's done. No apps required, no Wi-Fi required, no stress. Basically a plug and play device as it is by its name. So it's really easy. Anyone can use it. Just plug it and let it do its magic. Now let's talk about performance. The most important aspects of this device are the video quality. Generally, most of these devices take up to 1080p. Well, there are a few, the high-end devices which take up to 4K. But what this means is if you play a 4K video or something, it will downscale it to 1080p and still display it. The second aspect is latency. So I've been using this device for a little while now, and I can tell you that it has very little latency. You can barely notice, by the way, when I say latency, I means a delay in transmission and reception of the images.
Is subtitling. While you're using this phone, you can subtitle your videos directly while recording them. So the mic picks up the sound and then transcribes it and builds it into the video.
I'm not a gamer, so I cannot tell you how this performs with gaming, but I've been streaming and I've been watching stuff from Netflix, YouTube, and I can barely notice unless I am really keen on trying to find that I don't see it. I will take how it performs, but the truth is there is a little bit of latency. The third thing is the range. Generally, these devices can display wirelessly between 10 to 50 meters. So that's some distance. So let's look at the pros and the cons. So let's start with the pros. So the first thing is it's easy to set up. It's direct plug and play, which is a very good thing. The second thing is there are no cables. It looks clean and nice. You know, you don't have cables running about. The third thing is it is small and portable. You can carry it around with no problem. So you can use at home, carry it to the office if you only have one set of it. And it's also good because the connection is stable for good models. Especially this one I've used the connection is really good. The cons are it's more expensive than just buying an HDMI cable. That for sure is way more expensive than that. Sometimes it could have signal interference. Any wireless device can have a signal interference, especially when it is in a place that is crowded with so many other things. There can be signal interference, which means you can have a loss of signal between the transmitter and the receiver at some point. And the last thing is some models have way higher latency. So what would be my final score on this device? If I was rating this device on 10, I would give it a hard 8.5 on 10. And I only have two things why I'm not giving it a 10. Because you might have a model which is not very good and you might have high latency. And two, because it's more expensive than a cabled HDMI.